Gonna make up some fish cakes today. Now these fish cakes really got bags of flavour. The reason is we're going to use some homemade red Thai curry paste with these. Now the main ingredient is going to be fish, so we're not going to add any mashed potato. All we're going to do is add a little bit of coriander, and we've got some spring onions, some lime, chilli, and then we're going to add that homemade red Thai curry paste, and it really gives it a beautiful flavour. So watch this video. When you finish, go and make the homemade red Thai curry paste, add it in with these fish cakes, and they are wonderful. So to make these fish cakes, first thing I want to do is go through the ingredients we're going to use. I'm going to be using cod. Now I've got sort of 3 fillets there, so we've had the skin off, the bones taken out. In terms of weight, there's about 500 grams there. Now I've also got half a lime, so I'm going to use the juice of half a lime. I've got 1 green chilli. Now I'm going to de-seed that because the seeds are very hot. A sort of, smallish handful of fresh coriander leaves. 2 spring onions, so peel those, chop them down, and then I'm going to use a little bit of salt and pepper. I've also got an egg. I might need 2 eggs. Part of that might be just to help kind of bind it together if you're finding you're not getting it all together. But really, I'm going to use the rest of that for when I make up a breadcrumb mixture on the outside. Now for frying it up, I'm going to use ground nut oil, just to give it a lovely flavour. Make sure you season it all. And obviously, with all these ingredients, especially the homemade red Thai curry sauce, this is going to be packed with flavours. Now, if you can't be bothered to make your own red Thai curry paste, then obviously you can buy it in your delis or supermarkets, red Thai curry paste, and use that if you want to keep your life easy. But I always think making your own is so simple to do, and you can keep it in the freezer, so when you want to use it for making something else like a red Thai curry, then you've got it at hand. So nice and simple. So there's all the ingredients. Now what I'm going to do now is get my blender. We're going to blend all the mixture up, make the little sort of patés, the sort of fish cake patés, and then we're going to go over to the hob and get on with the cooking. Now I've got my blender, and I'm just going to really start off by just chopping the fish into chunks, just to work the blender along a little bit. Hopefully I'll get all this in first time round, but if not, you might have to do it in a couple of batches depending on how many you're doing. So first of all, get the fish in there. That's it. I've got all the fish in there. Now it doesn't leave me a lot of room. Now I'm going to put the lime juice in there, so give that a good squeeze. Half a lime I'm using. Also, let's season this. Bit of black pepper, and just put some salt in there. Now I'm also going to put this paste in, homemade red Thai curry paste, just to help it along. Give that a quick blend, and then I'm going to add the rest of it because I don't think it's going to quite fit in. So let's just push our luck. That's it, here we go. I'm going to push that down a little bit. Because these blenders, sometimes when it's very dry, they just don't seem to work very well, but let's just grab a little bit more lime juice, which might help solve it. And I might have added a little bit more anyway. You obviously do that to taste. Now I think now I'm going to add the rest of those ingredients, including the coriander leaves. Just get those in there. Let's give that a blend. Try not to sort of, have sort of big lumps, but equally we don't want it all mushy. So somewhere between, you might have to stir it a few times. So let's just put the lid on, give it a go. Now I think what I'm going to do, just to help this along a little bit, is use a little bit of egg. So let's just crack an egg, give that a quick mix up, and I'm going to pour a little bit of egg in there because I think we need just a little bit of something to bind it together. Just got an egg, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in. Probably about half an egg, I reckon. probably do it. Don't want to go overboard. And again, give it the last little prod down, and then we're just going to get on with it. So that'll do us. Let's give that the final blip. There you go, I think we're done. So there we are. Let's take that out, and I'm going to put it in the bowl now. So I've got my fish cake mixture. Now what I'm going to do is grab a plate, little bit of plain flour, and I'm going to start making these up into little round balls. Now I'm going to use a little bit of flour just to stop them sticking to the plate. So what we're going to do is make up lots of little equal mixtures, little round balls, and then we squash them down, make them fish cake shape. Now the mixture is quite moist, so that's a good thing about having a little bit of flour. And I sort of made it into a ball, and I just sort of squash it down like that. Try and make them roughly the same sort of size, and you can always turn it over, get a bit of flour on the other side like that. Right. So that will do. So I'm going to do that with all the rest. So I've got my fish cakes. Now they're roughly about the same kind of size. We can tidy them up before we fry them up. Now I've actually got about 11, but you could make them a little bit smaller and obviously make more. It's up to you, or even make little round balls if you like. Now with my ones, I've turned them over. You know, I had a little bit of flour there, so I just turned it over to make sure they're not going to stick, because I'm actually going to put a little bit of cellophane on the outside and pop mine in the fridge for at least an hour or so, and then we're going to come back and fry them up. So put them in the fridge, because that helps when you cook them up so they don't all kind of fall apart. So put a bit of cellophane and let's cool them down. Let's put those in the fridge. Now I've taken the fish cakes from out the fridge, let them cool down a little bit, kind of holds them together when you're cooking it. Now I'm going to get on with cooking up these fish cakes. So let's just switch the heat on. I'm going to probably do it on about a medium heat. If anything, maybe slightly below. So just put a little layer of oil and turn those down a little bit, because I don't want to burn them. So just below medium, I'd say. Let that heat up. In the meanwhile, what we can do is get these fish cakes and, you know, just get them the shape you want. And you can put them in the beaten egg. And then we can roll them in these homemade breadcrumbs. Look at that. That is going to be delicious. Now, my breadcrumbs, some of them a bit chunky, but that's all right. So let's do another one. Get a few in the pan at the same time. That's it. Put that in there. Roll it round. And you can still do the final shape just before you put them in the pan. Get them well covered, well covered. Oh, delish. Right. Just making sure that's coming up to heat, nearly there. I think I'll do one more and then I'm going to put them all in the pan. Just going to turn it up a quick notch. I think we're just about there. If you put your hand over, be careful, but you can feel the heat. So I think that's just about it. So just going to put it in, make it a kind of fish cake shape. Oh yeah, that is looking good. I'm going to put it in. You can still squash it down a little bit in the pan there, just to flatten it out a little bit. So let's do that and get a few in there, get them cooking. So really just below medium, I'd say for maybe, you know, 1 to 2 minutes each side, because it's only cod, so you haven't got to cook them too much, but you do want to get a little bit of a golden brown colour on the breadcrumb. So if you need to, just turn it up slightly, and then once they're sort of browning off, have a look at the bottom there, then you can always flip them over and just get them, you know, nicely cooked all the way through, and these are going to be delicious. Now I'm just going to turn those over, but also just reduce it very slightly, because I want to be in control. I don't want it too hot. So let's very carefully kind of flip those over. Do be careful, otherwise they're going to kind of break up. Oh, look at those. They are looking wonderful. And so, keep your heat down a little bit. You don't want to overdo them. Now, I reckon they're pretty much done. So I'm just going to whip those out. Because you really don't want to overcook it, because it's only fish. It doesn't need very long. So let's take those out. And then I'll get a few more on the go. And we can serve them up. So I've had these fish cakes cooking for about 4 minutes. Already done the previous batch. So let's go and serve these up. Now we're just going to serve those up. Let's just place some of those down there. Right, we've got these ones. I've just finished these ones off. So let's put those there. These ones still sizzling. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Oh, look at this. Now you know which one I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for that big, warm, hot one we just put on the top there. Looks delicious. Let's just try this one. Oh, this is still lovely and warm. Lovely. Let me just try it as is. That is nice and juicy and flavoursome, and it's warm and it's delicious. Oh, wonderful. Really, really nice. Can I get a spoon? Because I want a little bit of this. Oh, sweet chilli sauce. Let me just try some of that on there as well. I'm going to take my time because that was heavenly. What a combination. The sweet chilli sauce, or the other one you could have with the cucumber sort of mixture. That's really delicious as well. I hope you enjoy my videos as much as I do. I certainly enjoy this last bit when I try it, because it's so good and it's so nice to share it, how it tastes. You know, one thing's making it, but you want to make sure what you're serving up is delish. And these are lovely. So thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what I do. And I'll see you on the next one. All the best, the original Naked Chef.